The SA-341 and SA-342 Gazelle is the first helicopter that practically applied the fenestron tail. With its abilities, features, and achievements, this rotorcraft has a unique place in the hearts of the aviation enthusiasts. Now, we are investigating the Gazelle, one of the most successful helicopters in history. The Gazelle is a true utility helicopter. Besides transporting troops and materials, it can successfully perform many other duties, such as anti-tank, training, air observation post for artillery fire direction, airborne forward air controller, casualty evacuation, liaison, and communication relay. This rotorcraft has valiantly fought in many significant wars. In the early 1960s, while the French had required a new lightweight observation helicopter intended to replace its Alouette 3s, many countries had begun to seek a new replacement for their Alouette 2s. To make use of this new opportunity, Sud Aviation started working on a new model which would be larger and more versatile. Soon, the UK, which was looking for a new rotorcraft to replace its Su AH-1s, was immediately interested in this project. So, British Westland and French Sud Aviation companies signed a joint development and production workshare agreement in 1967. When the first prototype of the helicopter, called SA-340, made its maiden flight on April 7, 1967, it still had the Alouette 2's conventional tail rotor and a Turbomeca Isuzu 3 engine. The fenestron tail, the hallmark of this helicopter, was fitted to the second prototype in 1968. Initially, the Gazelle prototypes had the main rotor system based on the rigid rotor technology developed by the Messerschmitt Bulkoff Bloom for the BO-105. But it caused some control problems, especially at high speeds. So the production variants were fitted with a semi-articulated main rotor. During that time, Sud Aviation merged with both Nord Aviation and Société d'études et de réalisation d'engins balistiques under the Aérospatiale company. The Gazelle became operational in France and the UK in 1973. Besides Aérospatiale and Westland, the Yugoslavian Soko and Egyptian Arab-British helicopter companies produced the Gazelle under license. In the early 1980s, China also intended to manufacture the helicopter locally. But due to the deteriorated relations with the West after the 1989 Tiananmen Square incident, this plan was never materialized. Before that, China had already acquired some Gazelles. The Chinese army had generally used these helicopters to develop anti-armor warfare tactics. The initial French army variant of the helicopter is SA-341F with a 590 shaft horsepower Isuzu 3C engine. Some of these helicopters were equipped with 20mm M621 cannons. These guns are mounted on the fuselage sides with their ammunition supply placed in the cabin. The SA-342L variant has an 870 shaft horsepower Isuzu 14 engine. It can carry the Ott anti-tank missiles or 68mm SNEB rocket pods besides the 20mm guns. But due to its inadequate sighting system, the anti-tank capability of the L variant is limited. During the 1991 Gulf War, some of them were fitted with the ATAM, the air-to-air missile version of the Mistral manpads, and renamed Gazelle Mistral. It was an improvised solution. Later, by using this experience, the French army took delivery of a dedicatedly developed air-to-air capable variant of the helicopter called Gazelle Celtic. The SA-342M, which has the same engine as the L variant, is the French army anti-tank version with 4 Ott missiles. It also has the SFIM APX M397 stabilized sight. The M1 variant has the Vivienne camera that allows both day and night operation capability. Some French Army SA-342Ms are retrofitted with the AS-350 Écureuil's main rotor blades to improve performance. The French Army variants have the Numalat digitalized battlefield system to improve their network-centric warfare capabilities. The Gazelles of the French 4th Special Forces Helicopter Regiment carry the 7.62mm 6-barrel M134 minigun. The SA-341B, aka Westland Gazelle AH-1, is the British Army variant with a 600 shaft horsepower Isuzu 3 and 2 engine. It can carry the 68mm SNEB rockets or TOW anti-tank missiles. Besides the Army, the Fleet Air Arm operated a small number of the Gazelle AH-1s. The actual dedicated Fleet Air Arm variant was the Westland Gazelle HT-2, also known as SA-341C. Different from the Army version, it had a stability augmentation system and a hoist. The SA-341D, aka Westland Gazelle HT-3, is the training helicopter variant. Only one example of the Westland Gazelle HCC-4, also known as SA-341E, was ever produced for the Royal Air Force for communication duties. Before going to war in Afghanistan in 2002, the British Army required unmanned aerial vehicles, which were still not licensed to fly in UK airspace. So, a Gazelle AH-1 was fitted with the MX-15 electro-optic infrared sensor turret to simulate the unmanned aerial vehicle operations. The remaining British Gazelles have been equipped with the kinetic direct voice input system. The nicknames of the Gazelle in the British Army Air Corps are the Whistling Chicken Leg and Teeny Weeny. The SA-342K is the military export version for hot and dry areas. It has shrouds over the air intake. The SA-342H with a 550 shaft horsepower Astuzu 3B engine is the Yugoslavian production variant of the Gazelle. Its scout version is the HI-42 Hera. The attack version, HN-42M Gama, can carry the 9M14 Malyutka anti-tank missiles, whose NATO reporting name is AT-3 Sagar. Besides, it can be fitted with the air-to-air variant of the 9K-32 Strela 2 manpads, whose NATO reporting name is SA-7 Grail. The Soko company also produced the SA-342L variant under license, called HN-45M Gama 2. There are also two fictional attack variants of the Gazelle. One of them is the unforgettable Blue Thunder. The other was used in the movie of Rambo 3, in which John Rambo shot it down with an arrow. The Gazelle is the first helicopter with a fenestron tail, considerably less vulnerable to damage. Its voice level is low. The fenestron tail is safer for people working around the rotorcraft, and it has low power requirements at cruising speeds. But this design requires a slight increase in power at slow speeds. The rotor blades of the Gazelle are of composite materials, primarily fiberglass. They reduce the vibration during the flight. The main rotor can be changed in 30 minutes. The fuselage is of honeycomb-shaped fiberglass between two light alloy plates. During the operation in the desert, the helicopter requires the installation of sand filters. The Gazelle is agile, and in capable hands, it can carry out loops and barrel rolls. But this rotorcraft is hard to be flown by an inexperienced pilot. The helicopter has no throttle or a trimming system. There are hydraulic servo boosters on all flight control circuits to mitigate control difficulties in case of equipment failure. The Gazelle is the first helicopter for single-pilot operations under instrument flight rules. It has an advanced duplex autopilot system developed by Honeywell. The Gazelle is easy and low cost to maintain. Nearly 35 countries have preferred this helicopter for military purposes, 25 of which are still operating it. The SA-341L variant of the Gazelle has a length of 11.97 meters and a height of 3.19 meters. The diameter of the main rotor is 15 meters. The helicopter's empty weight is about 997 kilograms, while its maximum takeoff weight is about 2,000 kilograms. One 870 shaft horsepower Astuzu 14 turboshaft engine provides a top cruising speed of 260 kilometers per hour. The helicopter's range is 710 kilometers. It can climb an altitude of nearly 4,100 meters, in other words 13,450 feet. The SA-341L can carry the AS-11, AS-12 OT anti-tank missiles, rocket and gun pods. The Gazelle reached 307 km per hour speed over 3 km and 292 km per hour speed over 100 km on May 13, 1967. They were two separate world records, but the helicopter was not content with them. On May 13, 1971, a modified Gazelle reached a speed of 312 km per hour over 25 km. But what makes this helicopter a legend is its combat achievements rather than its speed. The French Gazelles have performed essential roles over Afghanistan, Chad, Côte d'Ivoire, Djibouti, Iraq, Libya, Mali, Somalia, Rwanda, and the former Yugoslavia. In the 1991 Gulf War, France lost 3 of them in combat. But with the beginning of the ground offensive on February 24, 1991, the Gazelles badly wore out the Iraqi 45th Infantry Division and paved the way for the French 4th Dragoon Regiment's assault. In 2011, alongside the Tiger helicopter, the Gazelles, which took off from the FS Mistral and FS Tonnerre amphibious assault ships, attacked pro-Gaddafi forces many times. During the war, these helicopters fired 431 OT anti-tank missiles. The French Gazelles conducted many long-range assaults with their Haute missiles in Mali, but generally they did not participate in the close air support mission due to their low ballistic protection. One French Gazelle was shot down by the ground fire in Mali. Besides the combat role, today France uses its Gazelle Celtic to provide air cover over the critical facilities against possible terrorist attacks. During the last phase of the First Cold War, each division of the British Army of the Rhine had its own Army Air Corps regiment with 2 helicopter squadrons. One of these squadrons was waiting for the anti-tank role and the other for scout. The scout squadrons had all Gazelles. But also, some of the anti-tank squadrons comprised Lynx AH-1s and Gazelle AH-1s. Besides, the Berlin Brigade operated 3 of these helicopters to observe around the Berlin Wall. During the First Cold War years, the British Gazelles in West Germany flew over 660,000 hours. These helicopters were used for airborne patrols in Northern Ireland between 1969 and 2007. The Provisional IRA shot down 2 Gazelles in 1978 and 1990. During the 1982 Falklands War, an Argentine exocet sunk Atlantic conveyor with Chinook sonar. So, alongside the Sea King, the Gazelles had to compensate for this loss, and they succeeded. On May 21, 1982, 2 Royal Marines Gazelles were shot down on the first day of the landings at San Carlos Water. On June 6, 1982, another Gazelle was shot down by a Sea Dart missile fired from the destroyer HMS Cardiff as a friendly fire incident. During the 1991 Gulf War, the UK lost 1 Gazelle. Besides, these helicopters played essential roles over the Balkans and Afghanistan. The British Army also used the Gazelles in its aerobatic teams. During the Iran-Iraq War, the Iraqis quickly realized that the Mi-25s were insufficient for anti-tank missions. So, they began to use them with the Gazelle carrying Haute missiles in hunter-killer groups. While the Mi-25s were dealing with infantry and air defense troops, the Gazelles attacked tanks. The Syrian Gazelles managed to slow the Israeli ground attack for a while during the 1982 Lebanon War, but their physical effect was lower than their psychological one. After Israel achieved complete air superiority, these helicopters lost their effectiveness. Israel captured some Gazelles in this war and managed to rebuild 2 of them. These helicopters served in the Israeli Air Force for a short time. Later, one of them was sold. The other one is still exhibited in the Israeli Air Force Museum. The Syrian Gazelles are still fighting in the ongoing civil war. The Kuwaiti, Serbian, Rwandan, Malian, Ecuadorian, Lebanese, and Moroccan have used the Gazelles in combat. For almost half a century, it has fought over 5 continents and proved itself a true warrior. In these 50 years, helicopter technologies have repeatedly leveled up, but no new rotorcraft have been able to junk the Gazelle, which makes it a true legend. Thanks for watching our video, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button to be notified of our new videos. Also, you can now click the join button to support our channel. And as always, we would greatly appreciate all the likes, comments, and shares.